he helped me grow into the person that I've become.
Mm-hmm.
But if I didn't have him with me to be strong enough to say, okay, well, you know what? You're screwing up here. You're not supposed to be doing that. You know better. And, stop the self-sabotage, then I wouldn't be as strong as I was, because he helped me stand on my own 2 feet to confront myself.
That's
to
awesome.
confront myself.
Hero.
Yes, definitely. And the thing about it, my husband, is I prayed for a man that was everything he embodies 2 days before I met him.
Wow.
Literally. So, it does happen. So it does go back to what Kimi was saying about, just trying to figure out who you are deep within and going through the whole process of it, and not really blaming other people for your stuff. You have to take accountability and ownership of the parts that you play in your life. You definitely have to do that. You can't make the other person feel a kind of way, or like she was saying, try to fix them.
Well,
I have no idea what the story is.
I love what you were saying, though, about him being your hero.
Mm-hmm.
You received it. You knew that he had your back.
Mm-hmm.
You were willing to receive it.
Yeah.
And, one of the things I coach my guys with is that they can be our hero for that internal voice in our head that is constantly critical, the psycho bitch from hell voice always there, and we all have her. Mm-hmm. And they have the possibility of being our hero should they choose to take that job.
Exactly.
And
Mission impossible.
Guys, when you kiss, you take your beautiful partner's face in your hands and you kiss her, and you say, "You are so beautiful," and she goes, like, "Oh no, that's not me." And it's like, you can slay that dragon. You can be her hero right then and say, "Whoa. I'm telling you what I see and experience as the most beautiful being in my life, and I'm so happy you're here." And that voice in your head is lying.
Mm-hmm.
And it sounds like what your man did is he's been your hero.
Yeah, 9 years and counting.
Wow.
Beautiful. I love it.
9 years and counting. But the funny part about it is he said that I saved him. So that was...
Well, okay, so that speaks to men needing to be needed. They need to be able to contribute to the people that they love and care about. And so you're receptive.
Yeah.
And that's so powerful.
It is.
So I've been to Thailand and I spend time there. And I meet all these foreign men with young Thai women. And it's not because they're beautiful. It's because they're receptive. Mm-hmm. And in America, so many women are like, I've got it together. I don't need anybody. I'm cool. There's no room for somebody to contribute to them. And that's so tragic. So of course he's saying, you were receptive. You allowed him to be your hero. I tell women, don't make it hard. Don't say, somebody's got to be my hero if they jump over a 50-story building and save me. No, they put money in your meter. They make your life easier. They are your hero. Then allow them to be that for you and receive it graciously. And you've got a man for life who wants to be there.
That's right.
I think a lot of women have a problem with that because of, like you're saying, being so independent and wanting to do everything and not wanting to be vulnerable enough to say, you know what, I do need somebody in my life that's going to be strong enough to deal with me.
Yeah. I describe myself as a recovering better man.
A recovering better man.
A recovering better man.
You gotta expand on that one.
Yes. Well, so I was conditioned to be a strong, powerful woman and not need a man. I even had a t-shirt in college that my brothers had given me that said, "A woman needs a man like a fish needs a bicycle." It's a Gloria Steinem quote. And well, you know what? Being so independent didn't get me a relationship. It got me a lot of great buddies. I just saw a man I knew 22 years ago, and I got to be, he's my buddy now.
So you were an avoider.
What?
You were an avoider.
I was an avoider, but the thing is, I didn't know what I didn't know. I didn't know the men needed to be needed. They want to provide and protect for the people they claim are theirs in their commitment circle. I always talk about this circle. arms, and they've got a switch in their heart that once it's turned, it's on for life.
Yes.
Yep. That's the truth.
You can't make it be turned, but when it's turned, they will be there. You know,
forever.
My father, 14 years after my parents divorced, my father was at my mom's deathbed, helping her finalize her estate so she could die in peace.
Wow.
Because once that switch is turned, it's on for life.
Yep.
That's awesome. We lost Barbara.
I think so.
Maybe her reception got killed, but okay. So I really like what you guys are contributing to the show. I thoroughly enjoy the fact that we have to be curious, that we have to start out as friends, and once that circle that they envelop us in is on, then we know that we have them forever and ever. Even though the relationship may go sour, the love is still there. You know, that is awesome to know. That's very comforting to know. A lot of women need to hear that.
It's the truth, though.
Yeah,
it is totally the truth. So can I tell you something? Women think that when we are perfect, it will make a man stay. We think our lack of perfection, like if we screw up, we do something stupid, we think he's gonna like want to leave us because we did something stupid. But here's the deal. That's not why a man commits. Your perfection or lack of perfection or flaws or any of that BS is not why a man commits. He commits to somebody who he cares about, he wants to see their life better, and that has nothing to do with perfection. And as long as we think that, then we kind of will preemptively break up with them thinking they're going to break up with us. But that's not how their commitment works.
Creating stories in our heads.
What's that?
Creating stories in our heads is something that's not true.
Absolutely, yeah.
And we do that a lot,
Barbara.
Hi, Barbara. Hi, Barbara. We missed you. Where have you been?
For a quick second, right? My computer blinked out, and I'm like,
oh, wow.
Stop lying. Barbara knows she went to go get a drink.
It up.
She went to go get a drink. That's what she went to do.
Well, I had to move and get my power source because my computer was going to die.
So if you're just joining us, ladies and gentlemen, you're on the SpeakermC Show. I am your host, Marcia Chambers, and I'm here with the lovely ladies today, Miss Dhylles Davis, Kimi Avary, and Barbara Williams, and we're all talking about, are we a couple? That non-communication, miscommunication with people who are exchanging DNAs.
Oh, God. The sad thing is, just you triggered this. Women think that if we have sex, it's going to make a man want to be committed.
Yes.
Wrong.
Yes.
Wrong.
Yes.
Wrong.
Yes. And I'll even trip you one further. Women think that if they have a baby for the man, that will keep them for life. I mean, it will keep them connected, but it won't keep them with him, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Might not even keep them connected.
Right. Well, I have a program called Parenting Year One because, you know, it's like all about masculine and feminine dynamics and understanding. And that plays out the second a baby comes. The woman's in motherhood we think is feminine. It's like masculine. And they
the protecting part. Yeah, I can see that.
Because because I know for me, like a couple of the women in my family that were mothers, as soon as they became mothers, they kind of like completely lost themselves. They just became a mom, and that was their identity, and they didn't know how to become a woman anymore.
Yep.
And that's kind of, right. And it becomes a turn off to the men because it's like, hey, I'm still here. And it's like, no, child first. But it has to be some form of a balance where you have to not lose yourself in the process. Yes, you could be a mom, but you also have to be a wife.
Right. And then I'll even go further with that analogy. So they're a mother, and here we are 20 years down the road. Now all the kids have left the nest, and they're left with this total stranger because they didn't take the time to know this person who was morphing in front of their eyes. Change over the years. So who is this person that is now walking around butt naked in your house? Do you know that?
They're like, hey now, what's going on over there?
Yeah.
And not even that, you can't even share some kind of moment with them because love language, quality time. He likes sports. You don't like sports. Well, was there something that both of you had connected on before? Maybe both of you like going to concerts. And what was that concert you were at last night, Kimmy?
We went to see Def Leppard and Tesla and REO Speedwagon.
That was nice.
It was really fun. My husband's a total rocker, and one of the very few things that we do have in common, we don't have a ton in common, unfortunately, but rock concerts are one. We love that, and we love traveling.
Awesome.
Yeah.
But you have a lot of women who they reach this stage and they have nothing in common with the man because they've been focusing everything, all their energies on the kids. The kids. And now you have this man with you. You don't even know who he is. And you have some women who are in these long relationships, 30 years, 40 years. And some of them will say, it's difficult. It's difficult because I don't know who that person is. Things that he likes to do, I don't even like to do. Well, you must have liked something about him before. And some of them will say, well, yeah, it was just the sex. And then you got married? Really?
Oh, it happens way too often.
I would venture to say that it's more to it than just him.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a guy that you're complaining about in your life that something's wrong with him, he doesn't do this anymore, doesn't like that anymore. We are much more quicker to point fingers and blame and criticize instead of just going to the mirror. If we start there and fix what we can about our own self and leave it to that person to get in their own mirror, you know, because, I mean, if you've been 20, 30, and 40 years in a relationship, and now you're seeing that, you're seeing this slob that you've been with all these years, you're just now waking up. Well, where have you been? Have you been living unconsciously?
Yes.
He's been there all along. And remember, you chose him. You picked this guy. You decided to have these babies with this guy. So I think we are so quick to point fingers and judge and complain and criticize about this other person, be it him or her. We need to look at ourselves. And because we're the only people that we can fix. We're the only people that we can get straightened. And when we do that, when we start there, then we have the opportunity for somebody else, because we're gonna be, we can win somebody over. What's that saying? You can catch more bees with honey.
Yep.
Yes. Yes.
You know, so that bitterness, that criticism, that blaming and pointing fingers and just all of that is not going to help. It's not going to improve the relationship. It's going to make things worse. So you go ahead and just fix yourself up. If you need to take a class, if you need to do something to refresh your own way of thinking, just change something about you, because it doesn't take two people to change the dynamics of the relationship.
Right.
It only takes one person to change the dynamics of the relationship. And if that other person wants to change, whatever you guys decide to do, you still did your due diligence by working on you. Because nobody else is going to do that. You owe that.
Yeah, you loving the person enough to do the work. Like my husband, I'm not a sports fanatic, but I'll sit down and watch football with him, baseball with him, and I'll have him explain it to me because I want to understand why he loves it so much, just to the point where now I can tell you all the names of the teams by just looking at the colors. Oh, that's the Bengals, that's the Patriots, and he's just like, I'm tearing up right now. You know what I mean? And he'll sit down and watch Say Yes to the Dress with me, like Atlanta, because he knows I love Monty and Randy, and he's like, that Monty's such a character. He looks better with a ponytail than a straight hair. I'm like, oh my God, you paid attention to me, you know? That's what we do here at home, because it's like, I want to know why you're interested in that show or why you like sports so much and stuff like that. And it works for us. I mean, we have different taste in music and things like that. Like, he cooks, I don't cook, I do laundry. So that's our thing. He cooks, I do laundry, we clean together.
That's awesome.
That's just how we work it in the home, and we don't go to bed angry. We don't do that. If he's getting on my nerves, I'm going to tell him, you're getting on my mother effing nerve. And he'll go outside and get me chocolate because he was like, you can't mess with that damn shit. You know, so.
Well, it's good that you guys are so in tune. It's very good that you guys are in tune and connected like that. A lot of couples, I mean, seriously, you are maybe few and far between. I shouldn't say it that dramatically, but a lot of people aren't having conversations. When I say they're not having conversations, they are not having conversations. Intimate as it may seem, they're not sitting down and saying, you know, babe, what's your fantasy? Well, something like that. I mean, seriously, you're spreading legs, you're spreading ego, and you're not even asking this person something that will tap into
exactly
to understand a little bit more about their dynamic.
I love that though. What's your fantasy? I mean, I've asked them that question. I gotta ask them again. Thank you.
Yeah, but you have some women who are scared to ask that question. That's my point.
I think
who's got the issue?
Right, exactly. But I think that I want to say something though. I think the timing in our communications is really important. If I ask my man, what's your fantasy? And he's in the middle of work or, you know, doing something else, he's not going to be able to answer that question. And so I think especially as I think what Barbara was saying is showing up, like looking at yourself in the mirror. You know, Dhylles, what you're saying is about using appreciation. I mean, you and your husband have a lot of symbiosis, and it sounds like you appreciate each other.
Me too.
And it sounds like you express that from from what I'm hearing. And I think that it's important for us to appreciate our partner, use the timing, be aware of what our guy might be experiencing. Because too often I see women texting all day long saying, are you thinking about me? Or, you know, can we talk about this now? And we're setting him up for failure, because if he says, yeah, I was thinking about you, he's lying. Or if he says he's not thinking about you, then you're hurt. You know, so being aware.
Who's being set up here?
Well, he is.
They're setting their own selves up.
But so we're setting
herself up. Think about it.
No. Hold on a second.
I hear you. If she was consciously observing and into what's going on, if she was present and paying attention, she would know that the time was off. So she is unfortunately sabotaging her own self.
Absolutely. And that's what I'm talking about, Barbara. Exactly. It's like she's, by not being aware, in fact, I call it CEO, stuck in your own head syndrome. A woman who's fully in here, doesn't have any awareness of what's going on for her mate or anybody else, really. And it's all her-centered. You're not going to have a good relationship. It's going to fall apart, and then you're going to blame everybody because you have no idea of how to connect, really. But Barbara, exactly. It's about really paying attention and being curious about, oh my God, well, he's in the middle of something. I don't want to interrupt. I'll take a time when he's got time. Hey, babe, you know what would be really great is let's snuggle tonight and just talk about our dreams and fantasies. What do you think about that? Fun? Right?
And then what if he never has the time? What if the time is never appropriate? What if, you know, I'm just saying, to a certain extent, I hear you ladies, but to a certain extent also, there has to be some kind of confidence that's built up that you have this person that you're sleeping with or you're spending time with or you have some attachment with. There has to be some kind of confidence within the relationship that you can say, well, hey, come here, let me ask you a question. What's your fantasy? You know, whether it's the right time, the wrong time, whatever it is. I mean, and I'm not trying to get perverse because this is not the format for it. LTV, that will be the format for that. But I mean, even if he is working, there is some kind of romantic thing that you could do to kind of lure his mind away. And then, you know, so we can get creative as we can. And get
but again, if you're present and you're tuned in, you know, it's like a dance. And that's what a relationship is.
Yeah.
You know when to move forward, when to move backwards. If
Yeah.
you don't, your toes are going to get stepped on. So in a relationship, you're able to observe his mannerism or something that says, not now.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know, we need to know that.
Right.
Just same way they know, don't come at me. Don't come at me right now.
Don't come for me. Come for me.
So yeah, we need to pick up on these things and be aware of them. And we can only do that by being present.
Present.
Yes. And I call it the respect factor. Men, typically, the masculine energy is single focused. And they're not single focused periodically. They're always single focused. One single focused activity after the next. Women have diffuse awareness, which means we go into every direction, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so we think that interruptions are okay because what happens to us all the time. But we're always interrupting a single focused human being. And if we aren't aware of that, they'll tolerate it because they don't even know how to ask, hey, don't interrupt me all the time. Because they don't want to be a jerk, but they also are kind of irritated by it.
You know what I told my husband one time?
I'm sorry, say that again?
You know what I told my husband one time? Because he seems sometimes to think that if he says yes to me about everything that I want, that I'm going to be happy. And I told him, no, sometimes you have to make a conscious decision to say, you know what, I don't feel right about this. This doesn't make me comfortable. And tell me that. Honestly, wholeheartedly tell me, look, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
Because it's a two-way street. It's not everything that I want all the time. Yes, I'm spoiled. I know that. And I spoil him too. But at the same time, if there's something you know that you don't like, let me know. Don't sacrifice your feelings and your thoughts and your desires for me. Don't do that because you're an individual. You're a person too.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. And for most women, you know, it sounds like your guy totally adores you, Dhylles.
He does.
And he is charmed and enchanted by you. And he wants to make your life better. And all those things. And you're receiving it. And that's a beautiful thing.
I am. But there's sometimes too it's just like, okay, give me a break. Let me just go over there and you stay in your corner. Thank you.
Right. Because he's really, you know, he adores you. And that's a great thing. And even a man who adores you over time is going to need their space.
Exactly.
And we've got to respect that. And so it's what I call the respect factor. It's knowing that you're always interrupting a man. So if you need his attention when he's in the middle of something, hey, honey, I'm sorry to interrupt. I've got a quick question. Or, hey, honey, I'm sorry to interrupt. I am just feeling so juicy for you. And I needed to tell you because I just love you.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
He's going to be happy to hear that. And it might, you know, he'll say, great, thanks. I'm, you know, I'll see you tonight. Right. But if we recognize that we're interrupting the masculine energy when they're single focused, and we probably all have single focused times, for me, not so much, but I mean, we have moments, right? Because it's exhausting for women when we're in single focus mode.
Yeah.
But acknowledging that it's, acknowledging that we're interrupting him will set it up so that when talk time comes, you're going to have a single focus.
Right.
And that's huge because I meet women all the time who say he doesn't ever give me any time, or he says I talk too much, or he cuts me off, or he glazes over. Well, the way to stop that experience is to, you know, do the respect factor and recognize that. And Marcia, if he never wants to give you the time, and you're still dating, I'd get the hell out of there, personally.
I would too.
What's taking you so long?
What's that?
It's like 2 years.
So long.
Yeah.
Why does it take so long to get a clue?
Yeah.
You know, I'm reminded.
Self-esteem.
I'm reminded so often by this quote that Oprah puts out that she actually got from Maya Angelou that says, "When people show you who they are,
believe them
the first time."
Yep.
Why do we need to have something repeated over and over and over for us to get it? Slap me one time.
Yep. Yeah,
You know, I ain't waiting around to see if
it's a
I
wrap.
know that you have the potential to do it again. The mere fact that you do it one time, you have the potential. So I need to make the decision that what I'm going to do is for me.
Yes.
To take care of and protect.
Amen.
Amen to that. See, everything that we've discussed, it all begs down to why are you tolerating it? Because you need to apply the 5 love styles, whether you're an avoider, a pleaser, a vacillator, a controller, or a victim. Look within you to see who you are so that you can communicate with who that other person is. Have some confidence and self-esteem so you can ask for what you want. Right, ladies?
Yes.
And be clear about what you're asking so that when your knight in shining armor shows up, you can recognize him.
Yeah.
This has been awesome. We are almost out of time, and I really I promised our guests that we would give them some free gifts. And I've posted all the links in the chat box.
I see.
All these links will also be on our website on marciachambers.com in the SpeakermC Show section. Everyone's information will be on a guest roster. So in the event that you missed it here, you can catch it there. And I would love to thank you, but can you just give us the shortened version so that we don't go too far over time? I just need to know how we can connect with you and what is your free gift that you're offering. And I want to just say thank you all for being a part of the SpeakermC Show. And I'll start with Miss Davis, Dhylles Davis.
Dhylles Davis. So it's Dhylles.com, DHYLLES.com, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, everything Dhylles. I'm the only one, thank God.
Yay!
And I'm offering a copy of my first book, Your Life, Your Purpose, No Explanations. So said, so done.
Okay, thank you, Dhylles. And Miss Williams.
Okay, I am offering 9 secrets to having a deeper connection in your relationship, and with that, they'll get the 9 secrets, and you'll get a recording explaining each one of those, and then there's a worksheet to work through the problems that come up with it. So, and be able to reach out with me if you have any questions or any additional requests. You can reach me at BarbaraAnnWilliams.com.
All right. And Kimi, thank you so much for participating. I also put your information. I know you don't have a free gift to offer. You're going to be on our other show.
That's right.
Is the information correct here?
Yep, it looks fine. The only thing I'd add is that I do offer a complimentary relationship breakthrough session. The value is $500. It's an opportunity to speak with me about your relationship situation. And my main focus is about how masculine and feminine energies are working or not in your relationship. And I work with singles and couples. And so if you are interested in that, you can go to KimiAvary.com/win. That's KIMI Avery, AVARY.com/win. And are you going to type it in there, Marcia?
Yes.
Okay. And so it's an opportunity to get some clear guidance about your situation and to get some tools that you can use right away. You know, that relationship that we experience in our relationship doesn't have to be that way. Let's just, we're healing the planet, like Dhylles and Barbara and Marcia, we're all in this together. Like, let's uplift each other.
Exactly.
Fabulous, fabulous. I thank you, ladies, for joining me. And I am Marcia Chambers, and you can catch me on marciachambers.com. And stay tuned for Swell TV, where we're going to delve even deeper into the relationship. Yeah, we're going to go deep down. Swell TV coming next month. And we can continue this conversation. Just join us. I've put the link on the Facebook. It's our Facebook group called the SpeakermC Green Room, where we can continue this conversation. Feel free to join in, chip in, say what you want to say, and engage in this conversation. Ladies, thank you, thank you, Thank you.
Thank you. Have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you next week, Marcia.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, yes, our next show, we have 3 more shows remaining for 2016. Our next show will be October 10th, and that show is She's My Boss, exploring the male-female dynamic with the woman being in authority. Woo! Right. Yeah, watch out now. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you all, ladies.
Thanks for having me.
Guests.
Thank you for having me.
Have a fabulous
Bye, ladies.
Bye.